Hello everybody from the lovely island of Cope and Yang. So I wanted to talk to you all about how there's a lot not for the weak-hearted. Travel is one of them. It's a lot. You're constantly being pushed and challenged, and you face a lot of things that may not feel so that don't feel so easy. It's definitely not for the weak-hearted. You just keep going, and it's rough and it's up and down, and a lot of people think, okay, this lifestyle of like traveling is just simple and you get situations like this and you're on an island and it's perfect. And life is perfect because it's glorious. But there is some stress affiliated with it because this personal revolution from within is very challenging. It's trying. There's times it's so intense. It's a very extreme journey that you're cool one minute and the next minute you're crying. The next minute you want to go home, and then the next minute you're cool, you're gonna stay. But throughout all of that, you just must keep pushing forward. There's a lot of things that's not just for the weak-hearted. But for now, I'll just focus on travel. So the way I choose to travel is I go to each place and then I stay for a little bit. And then when I stay, I live a local life. I have local friends, and then I move to the next place after it's time for me to go. There's some places I go and it's not so nice. It's okay, but it's a bit of a challenge because when I go to each of these places, it's not like I'm just like living in a hostel. Yeah, there's times like now, like this is Echo Beach, but it's quite challenging because I'm working on multiple projects and this is my life. So living this life, it's just kind of like where you could take a break, and most people do this all the time, and I have not been, my stability is in movement, and so getting an apartment in Chiang Mai was the purpose for me to just complete the book and then move forward and work on the next things. But I found I was not able to relax even when I wanted to because everything around me was business. And so I needed to leave, and that's where people were at. It just kind of had this energy of like what it was like in law school again. Like, it's okay, but it's like not okay. Like it felt tense and you just like can't really relax, and you're like, okay, I have to just be stiff. So that stiffness is like, people enjoy that, but it's not genuine. So having one foot in, one foot out, cool, whatever. But it's harder because like having the book and then the brand and the things that are coming along with it, and then the people you meet along the way, and managing finances, and it's a lot of things. Like there's times you just want to stop and you really do want to go home. And so like it's comes to a point of like this chat I had with some people I met in Puerto Escondido in Mexico. It's that not to be afraid to go home. Like your friends are all going to be happy to see you. Yeah, you've grown, but there's something that changes within you, and then when you go back, there's a depression that happens. It's not for the faint-hearted. You are forever changed, and like you may go back and not see it as a thing that happened in your life, but this is your life. But don't stop. If this is your life, don't feel like you have to stop because you got married or had you want to start some new endeavor. You can always do it. You can quit your job and you can work for yourself. You can work for someone and still do what you love. Don't feel like there has to be an extreme compromise in your life. You only live this life once. So yeah, it's tough. Like, what am I dealing with right now? Yeah, like money for sure. what is the next steps, and then just realizing that everything just happens. Like, worry is not really a necessary part of this type of life, but it doesn't matter where you are. Worry is still a condition of the mind. So you can worry and be in a nice place, or you can worry and be where in Seattle, Washington, where it's raining. You can relax and be in Seattle, Washington, or you can worry in a place that's this. But whatever it is that you can help yourself elevate your mood to do that, and know it's not anything outside or foreign, it's all within. It's things that are like changing and happening within yourself. It's not really something you can necessarily escape, because you live with you like all the time. You live with you. So definitely not for the faint-hearted. I was like, okay, what happens like when things start progressing? What happens when my life moves to a different place and maybe it's time for me to travel somewhere else? Knowing that I was not happy where I was in Koh Samui, and I bought an apartment, and I was just like, I can't stay here. It's a really nice place, but I don't like this location. I only got half the money back, and this place is awesome. This place is incredible. But how it's just manifesting more, right? And knowing that the challenges are always going to be present no matter where you go. A lot of people like don't quite understand this life. And they think, well, aren't you going to be stable? Won't you feel better with a house and an apartment? But the truth is, many people still have this when they're asking themselves, what bills can I pay this month? And then which bills am I going to pay this month? Like, do I have to? How is that any different from traveling and asking yourself the same thing? What am I going to do when I get to this place? There's a lot to like really examine and consider, and definitely not for the faint-hearted. There's a lot of things that are happening now. Self-growth is not for the faint-hearted, and entrepreneurship is not for the faint-hearted. It's grinding, and all of this, and top of that, like entrepreneurship is everything is completely on you, just like traveling. Yeah, you might be in a situation, but then you can get yourself out of it if you can. But that's like entrepreneurship. You make all of these mistakes. It's like you, and you're going off of your own energy. And like I've been feeling like for 14 months, I've been doing this, like writing this book, and then the brand, and then all the other things that are coming along. And it's like not for the faint-hearted. I'm tired. There's times I don't even want to sit down and do my e-course. There's times where it takes a long time to hear back from my manufacturer. There's a day that I didn't hear something back, and I wanted it to happen yesterday, and it's not really about getting there, it's the process, and that's the thing to remember. And I feel that because I've chosen to do many projects this way, I really believe I can have, and I will not stop until I have the best of both worlds. So you guys, for reaching out and all the things that you guys are saying, and like I really appreciate it. Like when you all say you're grateful to know me or I'm inspirational to you, I really appreciate that. But just remember, I'm still a human being. Like I just live from what's in my heart. Don't try to put me on any kind of pedestal or anything like that, because I'm human, I'm flawed, I have my own things. And this is a slight tangent, but when you do look up to someone, you're automatically like on a lower level from them. And do you really want to be lower than anyone? We're all kind of on the same plane. Just we learn different lessons at different times, or have different things. Doesn't make someone better or worse. It just is where they're at. So they have their path and you have yours. My battery is dying at 15%. I will do another video on why the entrepreneurship is definitely not for the faint-hearted, but travel, definitely not for the faint-hearted. It's hard, it'll knock the piss out of you for sure, and you just keep growing and you age a lot. Because the way I choose to travel is different socioeconomic stations, right? An apartment one place, hostel another, couch surfing another time, just to get a full breadth of life. Resort sometimes. So, yeah, you guys, if this message has touched you, I am going to link my PayPal on that note. And so I also am setting up a Patreon. And I will have a place for y'all to sit at my beautiful table as I'm on this journey. Please comment, like, share, subscribe, and to all my lovers and friends, I really wish you were here. I really, really wish you were here. But you're not, so I'm gonna soak up this sun and get some pad thai. I'll see you guys later. Oh, I have a viewer. Can you shout out to me real quick? Who's watching? I can't see. Can you see this? Can you see his live?
I have no idea.
I can see it.
Yeah, it's live.
Yeah, I know. I've been recording for like... I don't know what that is. Okay, what? Yo, I'm trying to eat. Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go get some food. Okay. Ciao.
Fucking beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Was it? I'm like running out of money. I'm like, PayPal, what the PayPal me if you can. Like, isn't it knocking the piss out of you, this travel?
So, are you like working?
Yes, I'm doing everything. I am.